This is going to be a follow-up reading for Libra. We've seen from the previous reading that you had someone from the past coming towards you again, wanting to establish a connection again. But what we've seen also from the extended reading was that the overall way of them coming back was not really mature, involving other people. And overall, you didn't feel as though it was the right thing to welcome them back. And we can see a similar theme going on in this new reading as well. With the first card, in fact, the Queen of Swords, we can immediately understand that you have a lot of things that you need to get clear with them. In fact, the Queen of Swords doesn't really focus too much on the emotional side of the situation. She's probably fed up with all the things that have gone wrong in the past, and she knows that what is coming towards her right now are just words. Maybe empty words. And so what she's doing here is stopping that energy and responding with questions, responding with a need of clarification. And so, as said from the extended reading, this third person who was going to get involved into the situation from them in order to talk to you, trying to see if you were still thinking about them, you're immediately cutting off that conversation, telling them that they should come forward. This person should come forward because you have specific questions that this third person cannot answer. And so in a way, you feel as though they're doing this on purpose because A, they're not brave enough to really confront you and confront the situation, trying to fix the situation. But also, they know that if the two of you were talking and discussing about the past, they would have to answer things that might be uncomfortable to them. And so I get the sense here that you're immediately shutting down that conversation, telling this person that if they have something to tell you, they should do this directly. And you are detaching from emotions that you probably do have, maybe still a little bit sad or feeling still a little bit hurt by what happened in the past. But the reason why you're doing this is because you don't want to go back to the situation where everything was on your shoulders. With the Ten of Wands, in fact, we see this burden that you did carry around for a long time. And now instead, you're standing up straight again, which means that you did a lot of progress. And now, by them coming back, you just do not want to go back to this energy and heavy weight on your shoulders, which should have never been there from someone who claimed to love you. We see, again, that connected to that Queen of Swords energy, we have this Ten of Wands because you know that by connecting emotionally with this situation again, you might end up here once more. And that's definitely something that you don't want to do. But from what we see with the next card, the Two of Swords, it seems as though you're still trying to make up your mind about the situation. Yes, you know that you do not want to end up in this place again. You know for sure that you want to speak with them directly in order to understand what happened in the past and what they want now in the present. And that all sounds like you don't want to really keep going with the situation at all. But with the Two of Swords, we have someone who's definitely trying to gather information, as we've seen with the Queen of Swords, but to make a decision on it, which could translate into the fact that you're still considering maybe the possibility, if they have a real good reason for past actions, to go back together or to consider hanging out again, doing things together and see where that can go. And regardless of what your decision is right here, you're definitely taking your time, which makes perfect sense. Trying to understand the situation, trying to understand these new energies coming in so that you do not make a decision that takes you back here, which will definitely give you that burden again on your shoulders, on top of the fact that you allowed them to bring you to this place again. And so there are a lot of conflicting thoughts in your head right now, but from what we see with the next card, the Two of Wands, we can easily understand that the decision that you will probably make eventually will be to move away, move on, look forward, and just forget about all of this drama. Those two swords are transforming into wands, which represent actions and steps that you will take and that will take you to the next step in life. The two wands talks about planning, having faith again into the future, into the universe, and seeing what else this life has to give you. You feel really strongly about not getting back to this place, so much that you're willing to sacrifice that little bit of love that is still left for them, but it's not worth the trouble. And what we see with the next two cards, it's that after you open up that door to new possibilities, someone new is coming in. This Knight of Cups, in fact, is an energy that surrounds a person who's very romantic, very charming. And so here we see this new phase starting, which really sounds as a honeymoon phase again. Getting to know someone new, going places together, having fun, and overall trusting that process again. And it's not easy after you go through so much to just start all over again. But from what we see, at least from the cards, you still have that strength and that willpower that is taking you to a brand new chapter right here with someone who's really making up for all the mistakes that the other person made. In fact, with the Justice, we see that these new events will balance out all the things that have gone wrong previously with this other person. Finally, someone who can really appreciate you, someone who can really give you the things that anyone needs out of a relationship. Here we're not talking about huge abundance or all the attention on you, someone who is getting you the moon. This is just a balanced relationship that anyone should be entitled of. And to me, behind this card, there is a beautiful message saying that you were done wrong in the past, but now the universe and these new events are coming in to really fix all that has happened before, which is really a message of hope. And of course, with this next card, we have a new romantic cycle begins. And to me, that's definitely connected to this new energy. Not talking about a potential new cycle with the previous person. To me, this really feels as something brand new. And what we see, in fact, down here, something that to me has never happened before, we get both Animus and Anima. And these cards are really just representing the two opposite energy, the male energy and the female energy, which to me, it's taking us back to this Justice card. We see the scale, that balance that now is entering your life again. Someone who really knows how to treat you right, how to make you feel special, unique, and someone who's expecting all of that love from you as well. An equal give and take for a new relationship that this time might really be the right one.